What's up guys, hope you're doing well. Today we'll have another look into the SUI price chart as we are currently revisiting our support levels. The first one is this one right here, the horizontal support. The second one that we already have touched today, you can see this right here. We have touched the trend line and bounced a little bit. So that's the trend line from the descending triangle. And right now, of course, we want to know how likely is it that we are gonna break this support, or is this support gonna hold and we are moving up from here? So the first thing is that in the smaller term picture, we can clearly see that we are still in a bearish trend right here. So we can see, even if this is tiny, but we can clearly see that right now we have the high, a low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, and so on. And currently with this rejection from this resistance zone right here, we are currently continuing this trend. So therefore we cannot rule it out that we are continuing this trend and that we are making another leg to the downside and therefore also breaking the support levels that I have just mentioned. But we should also not forget, even if we are in the smaller picture downward trend, in the bigger picture, since April, we have also established an upward trend right here. Also, this one right here is very tiny, but it is a new high. And this one is the latest low. And right now we are waiting for this to continue to move to the upside. And what we want to see to have some confirmation is, of course, that we are staying above the descending triangle right here, but at the same time that we are also making another move to the upside and having a close above this high right here, because then, let me quickly put the smaller term trend back on, because then we would have a break of structure when we are breaking above this high right here. So that is our confirmation that then it will be very likely that we are continuing this bigger picture upward trend right here, but currently we are stuck in this smaller picture downward trend. And you may remember that in the last video I said that when we are having a rejection right here and we're coming back down to retest this level, then I will open a new position, and that is also what I have done. So currently I'm still adding to my position, but also I'm prepared that we are actually doing another move to the downside and potentially also then touching here this horizontal support level right here, because we should not only look into SUI, but we should also have a look into Bitcoin. And you know that in Bitcoin, if we are above the 112k level, that is our bullish level. So that means if we are above this level, in general, the altcoin markets also have a higher likelihood that we are bouncing at supports, that if we are breaking through a resistance, that this is not ending up being a false break. So therefore, I think that the whole move that the market is doing right now and that we can see in SUI, that this is there to confuse us, because here, as I said, we can clearly see a downward trend in the smaller picture, but in the bigger picture, we are still bullish. And Bitcoin also is still bullish, but we should also not ignore that Bitcoin right now seems to have a false break. We made a new all-time high, yes, very nice, but it seems to end up being a false break, and therefore we potentially could revisit the latest high right here, because here there is also some liquidity. So if we are dipped below this, that would be definitely possible. And you know that if in Bitcoin we are dipping, let's say 3%, in altcoins we can easily dip 6 to 9%. So let's have a look at SUI, where this would take us. Currently we are here, 6 to 9%. This would pretty exactly bring us into this area right here. So therefore I would not rule it out that we are revisiting this support level right here, and from there on then we are making the next attempt to move higher. But you know, just in case the market goes wild and we are turning from this support level, I already have added to my positions. But in case we are getting back into this support levels right here and Bitcoin is still above the 112k level, then here at this level I will also add to my position. So my view currently is that this moves that we are seeing here is to shake us out, but feel free to also leave your opinion in the comments if you see this differently, or if you have other points that you are looking at, feel free to post them down in the comments. And you know that in case there is an update at any time, I will upload a new video, so make sure to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss this. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.